Welcome to Voice of Change. This is a podcast series that highlights extraordinary stories about extraordinary people doing extraordinary things in the society, in the community, to effect change, positive change, both at the community and also among individuals. So today we have Alyasin Ali, who's undergone an extraordinary journey to transform both himself and the businesses that he runs that are bringing change to people. So, Alyasin Ali, karibu, welcome.
I appreciate. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So, maybe if we can start, the way they start at job interviews, they tell somebody, tell us something about yourself, just
I
a
hope
very
I'm going to
brief
pass.
introduction.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Alyasin Ali. I'm the CEO of Worldwings Communication and Logistics Services. The company is 2 years old. Before that, my journey had started in the hospitality industry. I had gone to study hotel management in India. I came back and had to join my family restaurant business, which was about 25 years of running. And it was holding its outstanding performance in the hospitality industry. So for me, having that experience in terms of practical knowledge with the theory and everything, so I had to come back home thinking that I would come back and expand the family restaurant business into a greater heights. Before that could happen, every story has a tragical turning point, and actually it happened with me. Coming back, I had faced a lot of challenges in terms of downfall. By me coming back, my aim was to actually take the restaurant into a very different level. But before that could happen, I could say that I lost the pillar of my strength. In terms of that, I could tell you that my parents was actually running the whole show. They are the ones who are behind the successful restaurant business. So for me, it was just to take it away forward. To my shock, I lost my parents in a span of 2 to 4 years. And when I lost my main pillar was my mom. So when I lost my mom, I was crumbling down. Like I felt that my world has ended, because she was someone that I could look upon. She was like everything for me, my strength, like I can tell you my turning point of my life. So when I lost her, the downfall of the restaurant was crumbling down in a year or two, that we couldn't manage to run the restaurant, without her being there. And slowly we started crumbling down till the point that I felt that, now it was the end. I couldn't save the restaurant business. I winded up.
Maybe before we go there,
You're right.
I just want to take you a little bit back because it seems that is not the first adversity that you faced. And I think when we were talking off camera, you
Yes.
mentioned growing up in Rwanda and being forced
Yes.
to not to flee to Kenya and losing everything. So maybe if you can just take us
Right.
back there, how that, first of all, what really happened and how maybe that also helped shape your outlook on life.
Right. Oh yeah, I could tell you that was actually extremely turning point of my life. We were very good in Rwanda. Actually, I was born in Rwanda. My family had 3 to 4 different businesses, from the video library to the hardware shops. My mom was well off with the business. We were like known, one of the best businesses in Rwanda, in Kigali back then. I'm talking about 1990s. But unfortunately, we can say that a storm came in our life. And that storm was genocide war. You must have heard 1994, the genocide war, the tribal war.
Yeah, the
The
Hutu Tutsi
Hutus, yeah.
conflict.
Sorry, I can't remember the tribal.
Yeah.
Actually, that was like a standing point at our life. We just, like, it was something like a storm came in from nowhere. So during that time, we lost our businesses, we lost our house, we lost everything. But more than that, we wanted to come out from that place safe and sound, because the war was just at its peak. The bullets were raining all over the place. I mean, that's the time when you realize at your point, money is not important. The assets that you're holding back was not important. Actually, your life was, actually, you learned that your life was very, very important. So, with the God's grace, we managed to sneak out. We went to a neighboring place called, if I'm not wrong, it's Mujumbura.
Yeah,
We had to
in
seek
Burundi.
our, yes, we need to seek our shelter to be on the safe side. We went there with nothing. We were in pajamas. We don't even know what happened. In just span of one night, we don't even know what happened. So we seeked our refuge in Bujumbura. The good thing is that our community, Aga Khan, has been very, very much supportive throughout our journey. So we got our shelter there at our mosque. So we stayed for 1 2 days. We got accommodation. We got our food supplies just to keep us pushing. But we didn't know where to go. Next thing we hear, let's go to Kenya. He said, we don't, the nearest point was just Kenya because Kenya was accepting back then. So I came to Kenya in 94, well, safe and sound with the family because I had my younger sister with me. My parents were there. So we came to Kenya, but definitely our community took very, like they extended their hand to us. It was actually a very good thing to do. But yes, they gave us shelter and everything.
Okay.
But at that then, I didn't even know. We didn't even know. What do we do? We lost everything in Rwanda. We are in a new country. Everything is new for us. New people. We didn't even know no one. Where do we start?
I think this is important in that at that point you're almost like immigrants to Kenya,
Yes.
and your business now. I mean, as you later tell us, is also about immigration. You know, so it's there seems to be some irony kind of there.
Yes.
But what was it then like? Being new to a country, what was it like then growing up uh, in Kenya? You know, and how did you adapt?
Okay. The good thing was that my parents are there. You know, the strength of my parents gave us that strength that to adopt to place where you have been thrown into. You know, I can't say thrown, but definitely place where we found ourselves in. We started. Look, my dad was very, very strong. He was a person who could adopt any situation anywhere. So he said, you know what? Let's build our life again. The good thing was that my dad had a hobby, cooking, because we didn't know anything else. You know, whatever you want to open a business, you need money. So what we did, we opened a cloud kitchen in that refuge community house, which was given to us by our community. So we opened a cloud kitchen. Little hope, little you can say that support we could get. We opened a cloud kitchen, and my dad adopted that hobby as business, and then we started off feeding hundreds of people by just operating a small cloud, by feeding people with food with their delicious meals.
And that's how he
That's
got into
how.
the restaurant, into the hospitality business.
Yes. Then over the years, next 3 to 4 years, we came out from that situation and said, no, let's do this. Let's open our own restaurant. And we came to Diamond Plaza. Our first like fine dining restaurant we opened in Diamond Plaza at the food court. And there it was with lot of risk. We don't even know uncertainty what's going to take us through. We don't go, but we had to survive.
So were you at that point? Were you involved in one way or another in the business, or was it something that you just watched your parents doing?
Uh, I will tell you, I was the elder, and they needed a manpower. So since I was the elder, what I did was I had to balance my school life and business. So what happened? It was very difficult to be honest, because I was schooling, and once I was done with my schooling, I would straight go to the restaurant and work with them up to 2 or 2 1 a.m. 2 p.m. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I would work till then. The next morning, I had to wake up at 6 in the morning, prepare myself for school. So yes, it was very, very difficult for me. My schooling wasn't so good because of the situation of my family and everything. So yes, that's when I grew. I understood the business. I also learned the skills of cooking, the managing, the accounts, and everything.
And that's what drove you into studying hospitality. I think you mentioned you went to then study.
Yes, then I went to study to acquire a Bachelor of Science degree in hotel management. Yeah, keeping in mind that now, I will take the family restaurant business into a different height, but unfortunately, because of the circumstances.
Okay. So just tell us a bit about the circumstances. I mean, we've already seen you overcome one adversity, having to flee to Kenya and start life afresh, and now you have your family has this thriving business that has inspired you to go and study hospitality and hotel management so that you can then come back and take over the business. What happened next then? You already alluded to it at the beginning about, losing your parents.
Yeah.
But how then did that... I want to understand what then shifted you from that
Okay.
field to what you are now doing today.
I will tell you, I would take one blame on one global situation. But before I mention that, what happened was, like I told, my parents passed away. We crumbled down the restaurant business. I tried to reopen again. I tried to run the restaurant, but it's never been the same. They say, your parents are the blessings. The blessings of hand of cooking was different. I tried to adopt the same method, same ingredients, try and match my parents, that secret ingredient, the secret cooking, but it couldn't happen. So again, I was struggling for next 3 to 4 months, but I didn't know that there was a bigger storm coming for me. The bigger storm was Corona, pandemic. So when that came in 2019, I remember the month was 29th February.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was 29th February
it was
2019.
Yeah, that's when it hit here. And I think by March, the government had
then
announced
you
like a
hear that,
shutdown.
there's a curfew. All the restaurant joints, the entertainment joints was closed down. I said, you know what? Again, second, boom, I closed down. Now, next, I didn't even know. There was no jobs available, no nothing. Now, what do I do? And back then, I did not mention, I had also got married. I also had a son to take care of. And that process, I was like, now what do I do?
This is the end of the world for
Yeah, I felt that this is the end of the world, I felt like, what? I just told Corona, come for me. Take me away. Because I don't know. My parents are not there. My mentors are not there. My pillar of strength is not there. No one was there. My friends were not there. What do I do? Now I had a young family to take care of. I don't know.
And how then did you navigate through that period? Because, a lot of businesses were shut down. There was a lot of people dealing with depression and stress and, and some people have never recovered till today. You meet people and they tell you, Corona, the pandemic, totally finished them off and they're really struggling to even build. So how did you then just navigate that and eventually start off another business?
Okay. After that numerous failures, I didn't even think of opening a business. From the situation that was going on, it would be a dumb to do that again because right now the country was at stake. The whole economic was in a mess. So I was like, what? The next thing is to survive, is to get a job. So luckily, I found myself getting a job in a very small restaurant in Parklands. Somewhere in Parklands. Imagine me owning a restaurant and now I had to go and work for someone's in a restaurant.
As a what?
I was doing
a
everything.
Waiter, cook.
I was a waiter. I was a cleaner. I was a cook. I was managing the restaurant. I was doing everything for hardly 20,000 shilling per month. Wow. From 7 in the morning to 10 o'clock when the curfew was finishing, non-stop, no breaks, no nothing. 20,000, come on, brother. It was nothing, but I had to bring my food on the table. I have struggled. I had got burns in my body, cooking, struggling, everything. So I didn't have a choice. I took it up. I went through that phase of for the pandemic time, just to support myself. It was a hand-to-mouth situation. Let me just be frank with you.
Yeah. And I know there are lots of people who just sat at home, you know, waiting for miracle or something. So when did your miracle happen? You know, when did you finally get a breakthrough? I just want us to maybe understand then, you know, how you transitioned from that very difficult time into now, you know, the business that you're doing that we will be discussing in a moment.
Certainly. That's a very interesting point. I thought that, you know what, that's the end of me. There is no good thing will come for me. I just prayed to God, when are you giving me that breakthrough? I couldn't see myself coming out from that dark tunnel. Actually, it happened when I struggled, when I started to see that the pandemic was getting over, everything was getting back to normal. But still, for me, it was not getting back to normal. At that period of time, actually, my wife, my son left me. When you saw that when you're broke,
Yeah.
you will know who is with you, who's not with you. So during that transition time, my wife and my son left me. They went away. I was like, now I'm alone. Little support from my sister, as much as she could, but it was not sufficient. So I just found
I would imagine that by that time you are what, probably like in your 30s, or
I would say middle 30s,
middle 30s, yeah. So by your middle 30s, you'd had to have come to a new country, started life again, you know, lost your parents, you know, business
Downfall.
is gone, and now again you're losing your
My
family.
new family.
That is probably enough for many people to call it a day.
Yeah.
Where did you find that inner strength, that in you to just say, you know, I gotta keep pushing on?
Actually, I reflect on my dad's bravery because even he has gone through his life. He has failed, I think, more than me. So I can say I'm nothing. So I took that inspiration from my dad. I said, you know what? That's not the end of it. Actually, it's the beginning of it. You are just getting started, you know? I kept it going on. I said, fine, bring it on. I got too many troubles. I have too many troubles in my plate. I said, bring it on. I'm ready. So I felt like, you know what? I was getting more stronger to handle all those incoming storms. I said, bring it on. I'm ready. But I always pray to God, you know, just get me that miracle. You know, I'm just waiting for that miracle that I would be a better person, that someone can look up to me as a business mentor, you know. Now, that's when I met someone. She understood me. She actually understood my whole downfall and everything. And she was actually very established. She's the one who's heading the immigration department in the company. She told me, why don't we put our two expertise together and open the company? I looked at her. I think I just told you my story.
Yeah.
Because 5 years, I'm already going through a depression on my own with a lot of downfalls. And I've not been in a market for so long. So I don't know where to start. You know, she's telling me, she just told me, do you have two hands, two legs? I said, yeah, that everybody has.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can come back. You can bounce back. I said, yes. But for you, you need to have a pair of wings. I said, okay, I'm holding you back. I will hold your hand. Just do it. Come back. Do what you love doing. That was the logistics. Because I was working for a logistic company for quite some time, around 4 years. So she told me, why don't you bring your expertise? I bring my expertise together and let's open World Wings Immigration Consultant and logistics services. I said, okay. That was 2 years ago. I said, okay, so where do we start? I don't have money, but yes, I have drive. I have consistency. I have everything that I need to put in, but I don't have money. She said, how did you start before? When you came from Rwanda,
Yeah.
how did your dad start? I said, okay. Relating to my dad's journey, I said, let's do it. Let's do it. So I started, the company started and everything. And we started in the house. I didn't have an office, no nothing, no staff, no nothing. I was doing everything. So I said, okay, fine. Now, starting a business was not easy. Now, how do I win the trust from the clients? I didn't have any kind of a track record, established track record compared to the other service providers. How do I win the clients over? So she said, you know what, I'm there. Let me push for you. Let me get you some clients and everything. And then from there, once you have built the foundation, do it on your own. So yeah, we started with a very small shipments. And she was doing immigration. She was well off. She had very good connections and everything. She's been doing that from last 25 years. For me, I was like a new player, in front of her.
Yeah.
So she's like, you know what? I'm behind you. Whatever happens, I'm there. Any obstacles, any challenges, I'm there. You just spear on. Go ahead. I said, fine, let's do it. But at that point, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm ready, I said, I'm not really sure if I'm really ready to take this on. She's like, just do it. What is there to lose? I said, fine. I started taking small, like I used to get 5 kilos, 10 kilos, 2 kilos. I was like, okay, there was no profit. How much will I even get? Hardly maybe 500 shillings. But my drive was very strong because I got that moral support. Actually, I needed that moral support from someone. I did not get it anywhere. She gave me that. In a span of 2 years, I started getting my website done, my roll-up banners done, and then office came in. I got the small office in Parklands, then with my staff. I started from 1, now I have 5. And today, I can tell you that we have a reputable growing brand in the market.
So maybe you can just tell whoever is watching what exactly then the business that you're doing in terms of logistics and shipping, and how how are you helping people, and how then do people get into business with you?
All right. What we do is that more than just a business, we try to help them to do more of a research. We help them in a complex situation in terms of immigration, or if they want to start a new business, or they want to bring something from maybe China or India. We help them to actually establish that business by giving them a consultation. More than just a business, we help them to find a right method, right transportation, and right destination. So when I said that, I need to understand their time in terms of cost, their timeline, what type of business they do. So we give them a solution to the complex. Like if you want to bring, for example, 20 feet a container from China, let's say human week, you want to start a business. I would tell them, you know what, bring it by sea. It's way much cheaper, but yeah, the timeline is around 35 to 45 days turnaround. So, and this could be very much better for you, for your business. So we give that, according to the requirements, we give that solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of late, there's obviously been a lot of influence, of technology. Technology
Yes.
has really transformed, supply chain, and logistics business globally. And maybe people feel that they can go online, go directly to manufacturers, place orders and get their stuff delivered. So how, one, is that a challenge to the business that you have, that people think that they can now do all this stuff for themselves? And what are the kind of pitfalls or challenges with that? What makes your business still critical or important?
Yeah, I understand that. What happens is that you may find a manufacturer, you might find a supplier, you will find all types of online business transactions. It could be in India, China, UK, US, Dubai, anywhere. But what we do is that we come in as a bridge gap. In a bridge gap means, can you trust your new supplier, by sending him the invoice money to get your goods? The online will not give you that guarantee. What we do, we have a setback of suppliers database, including the new suppliers. So what we do, if a client comes in today and tells me, Mr. Ali, I have this invoice and I have this nature of shipment, but I'm scared. If I wire the consignment, is that person genuine or legit? How do we help the client? We come in and we give that consultation. You know what? Give me that invoice. I will make sure that my team, whichever the country is, will do the background check on the company to know the legitimacy of level or genuine level of that supplier. Then we come and tell your client, you know what? I find that this client is 100% genuine with this number of stars, of reviews and everything, and I'm sure it's safe to do that. Now, the second part is the client will be like, I don't know how to send the money to China. How is the conversion works? How is the method of sending it? So that's when we come in. We tell you, you know what? I'll help you that. Give us that payment and we'll make sure that your supply within 5 to 10 hours, your supplier has already got the payment. And then once the supplier gets a payment, even the client confirms with the supplier. And we make sure that doesn't end there. We make sure that the supplier keeps us updated that the goods are ready, are sent to our warehouse. And then once it comes to our warehouse, we send a short clip of the video of confirming, like, you know what, your supplier finally dropped all the consignment boxes to our warehouse. Now, you know what? Sit back, relax. Let us help you to now ship it into Kenya and then deliver safely at their doorstep.
And you also then maybe you can speak to in terms of local clearances, customs, the taxes. Is that something that you also?
Yeah, we are very proud to say that is our unique selling point, that we already have an in-house custom clearance team who have worked closely with the customs at the airport. So we make sure that all the paperwork are not missing, all the paperwork are upgraded, all the systems are recorded, the KRA, the customs, and all the payments have been done. The documentations are already filed in right good time before even goods come in. So we have a very good team that can handle that.
Okay. You spoke about how, of course, the COVID pandemic really, disrupted your restaurant business, but also it also did a lot of damage, in terms of the global supply chain and logistics, and what kind of how are you preparing yourself, to brace with those kind of of challenges? Because I think it has happened before. People, shipments got stuck,
Right.
and yeah. So maybe if you can just tell us, is this something that your company really is proactive about? Thinking about it, and how then will you talk to your potential customers, and say, this is that, we are prepared not only for that kind of challenge, but for any other challenges that maybe the global supply chain could be.
Yeah. Like challenges like pandemic it was no one's control, neither yours or mine. So when we have that, we know that the challenges will come. A set of challenges, but again, the set of solution comes later on. But when it comes to in term of now internal custom clearance and forwarding and everything, we make sure that the clients provides us with the proper documentation. So when the client's documentation is in place, The boxes are well labeled, and it's in properly packaged solution. Like means the proper export packaging is met with the laws, international laws in terms of packaging and everything, and the documentation in its place. So what we do before even the goods are expedited, are moved, we make sure that 90% of the paperwork is done by our team, and the customs are in the same page. So only thing is that when the goods are now available to you, is when now we just do a small paperwork that is 10% at the customs, but we already have done 90% of the back office. The only thing is that we tell the client, keep the payment ready.
Yeah.
If you want to us to avoid delays and all that, keep the payments ready. We'll deliver to you and you give us the payment. And that's how it is.
Maybe we can speak a bit about the immigration
Right.
business. You've talked about the shipping and
Yeah.
logistics, and we know that right now, especially, I mean, immigration tends to be more of a flow from the south to the north or west,
Right.
know. And we know also that politically there has been a lot of, negative sentiment or growing nationalism, in places like the US, Europe, about immigrants from Africa, from Asia, So maybe just tell us a bit about your business, exactly what you do in terms of helping people who want to move across the borders, and also then how you are helping them navigate these
Right.
challenges.
Okay. In side of immigration, actually that immigration is my business partner. Her name is Ashley Dave. She spearheads that department. She has a wealth over 25 years of experience, and she works closely with the government officials. So I don't mind speaking about it. I know
Yeah.
right now at the moment the recent changes it comes to, whereby right now like in Kenya, the government fees have been, the official fees have been already skyrocketed way too much that sometimes you're even scared of doing a passport for yourself.
Yeah.
And when you do that passport, like your renewal passport or you want to apply for a passport, it comes with a higher cost. When it comes to the higher cost, it doesn't stop there. Now the requirements, the applications, and everything becomes a bit more complex now from the government. Now that's where we come in. We help to bridge that, because you may think like, what, I will apply myself. I don't need to give it to an agent. It's so easy. But when you actually get into the online portal, you will tend to do a lot of mistakes. That there are some requirement documents to upload. You may upload a different document, or there are some documents are missing. So what we do, we have our expertise in the house, whereby we'll help you collect all the documents and apply on your behalf to make sure that there are no delays from your part. So what we do, we help you to do from the application. We submit to on the portal. We try and do the fast track and facilitation of your passport or anything from passport to visas to passes or any of that sort. So that's why we try and come in. We become like your relaxing chair. Give it to us, you relax. Don't take too much of time of doing it on your own, because your chances of you making mistakes are higher. And that shows that you'll tend to make more mistakes. There's more delay and lot of mishaps on the online portal.
Okay. So when you say immigration, does this just apply to people moving to settle in other countries or work, or does it also just refer to people looking for example, for business visas, tourism visas, who just want to go to another country and come back after a short stay?
Right now, that's why we come in called global migration. Yeah. So we have different types. People go either for work, for studies, for tourism, and then we have medical tourism, or they just want to go and explore the city. But that comes with different types of immigration requirements of that specific country, right? Because people have this in mind. You know what? I'll give you the money, and it guarantees you success of your pass. No. People have that kind of thing in their mind that, you know what? We have a travel agent. and we are giving them money, so they will guarantee me the visas or the passes or residential permits or work permit. No, it doesn't guarantee you, because our work is what we make it more from a complex situation to a simplified situation. Because when you have a complex matter, we guide you through the application, the interview preparation, and documentation. So our work is just to make sure that you have all this in places. But guaranteeing you for visa, it depends on the immigration authorities from that specific country.
Now that you mentioned that, I'm going to lead you into something a bit controversial. And
Yeah.
I know you've already said it's your partner who mostly handles immigration. But
Yeah.
of late, yesterday, today, there's been a lot of discussion on social media, on X especially, about Kenyans paying a lot of money for visas to to the US embassy, for example,
Right.
and then going in, and in less than 60 seconds, you just get visa denied. So where do you guys think the challenge is it that maybe people are not applying for these visas in the right way, and therefore the high incidences of rejection? Or is it that this is just something that Western I mean, some people say that Western embassies are doing this to just make
Yeah.
money off.
True.
Yeah. So what's your take on that?
When we get a client on board, there is always a scrutiny that we go through, the background check and everything. What happens is that the clients will not come with 100% truth or 100% documentation. They will always hide some set of document behind at home, and they will come up with the good documents, you see. So when we do that preparation for submitting your papers at the embassy of the required, regardless of any country that you want to migrate to, there are some details that are left out, are not being told, or there are some lies, or it does not match with the whole application. Application is not like a one page.
Yeah.
It's a process. You'll go through from application number 1 to application number 20. You are going through that stages of application. So when you leave out some details or some documents, for you to have a higher chances of getting a rejected visas are higher. Then again, to reapply after the rejection becomes even more challenging for the client to get approved visa. So we have this in place. They may not come out 100% truth to you.
But do you tell people when they're applying, I mean, you scrutinize their documents and what, do you tell them that, you are going, the way your application looks like, you are likely going to be
Yeah.
rejected, or, it's a waste of money paying? Is this some kind of advice that, you'd give clients?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
do you think maybe it compromises your business from
I
a
just
client?
tell them, you know what? Come out clean. Tell us everything. Tell us everything regarding your application, and give us those documents. Because from the documents, we'll able to tell you what do we do. Should we go this way, option A, or should we go to option B or option C? But if you have a denied visa, what we can do is we can always advise the client, let's go fresh application. Now give me the fresh documents and everything, fresh details and everything. So we will do fresh application. But again, we will take the client through the journey. Hand to hand, let's go through the journey so that we both come together and make sure that at the end of the day, you get your approved visa, you are happy, we help you to relocate to other country.
Or tell them that this is
Yeah.
going to be very difficult.
But we don't give up. We don't say no.
Yeah.
We don't want to say go and then they'll feel sad, and then you come out from the World Wings office saying, you know what, World Wings really given us less hopes. No.
They are useless.
We look at the file, we come with a team of experts, and then we sit down and say, you know what, we have this case number A for Mr. ABC. What do we do? This is the family. Their previous visa is denied because of the poor timing or poor application. Then we say, let's do this. So we give that solution to the client. We'll tell the client, come back to our office, and this is what we think we should do, and this is the direction you may have to go through. The client said, okay, fine. What do I have to do? Submit us these documents, and then let's go through it.
How do people pay for this service? I know with the logistics, probably
Yeah.
you are talking about maybe a percentage of the value of what is
Yeah.
being brought in. But
Right.
for immigration, for a service like this, how do people pay? How do you make your money?
When it comes to official fees, I just tell them, you know what? For the official fees, you do it yourself, make the payment. But when it comes to our fees, we don't take the full amount. We take between 25 to 50% upfront, because this is just a processing fee. We need to take your papers upfront, because that's when we know that you are actually a serious client. That because we don't want to see a situation. We started with the documentation and everything, and then you turn around and tell me, you know what, Mr. Ali, stop my application. And imagine we've already gone through our head. We have used our resources, our time, our efforts, and we have spent the money. So we do not take 100%, but we take 25 to 50, depending on the case of the client. So we take that upfront, and the rest of the payment is depending on the outcome of your visa. That's when we collect the payment.
So you have do you have like rates for? Because I'm assuming what you're then charging for is mostly advisorial. The advice that you're giving.
Yeah.
So do you have like rates? Do they depend on the type of visa that
Yeah.
somebody's applying for?
Yeah. It depends on case to case basis. It depends on the complexity of your case. There are some cases probably would blow your mind off. So the rates depends on the simplicity of your case, the level of your approval of the case. So the rates varies from the type of visa, the destination, and the paperwork. So it varies on that.
Okay. So maybe I want to go back and maybe we just talk about the general business and basically focus on the environment that you are working on, because people have talked about it being very challenging to do business at this specific time. People are talking about the economy has been doing not so great. Not only the Kenyan economy, but so it's economies have taken time to recover. Since what happened like 3-4 years ago. So how are you? What are some of the challenges? Maybe if I can start there. What are some of the challenges that you are facing in terms of just maintaining your business, and how are you navigating through these challenges?
Yes. For immigration part, it's quite difficult over logistics. When it comes to immigration, the official government fees have really shot high, and clients are a bit reluctant to go for it or not. Like, for example, we have a manufacturing company in Kenya. Now they want to bring an expatriate from India to work under under the company,
Yeah.
So now one comes, you need to apply the work permit. Now the work permit has become like times 3 of what it used to be. Now company would be thinking like, okay, now what are the chances? Should I bring someone? Should I outsource a specialist from abroad, or should I source the employee
From
of less man skills or less skill set from Kenya?
Yeah.
But now you need to pay their accommodation. You need to give them a hefty salary, benefits, and everything. Then already you're doing a work permit for this person who's coming all the way from India or any part of the world, and you'll say the cost is not matching from the situation at the moment, the economic or the business that is happening right now. It's not happening. So they have to think like more than 3 times. Should I outsource from abroad, or should I outsource from Kenya?
Yeah.
So that becomes a bit of a difficult, challenging for our corporate companies to balance that both. And that becomes a bit harder for immigration to get work,
Yeah.
and our consultation firm to actually go through that. It has been a bit very difficult at the moment, I will tell you, frankly. So immigration has not been very active from past couple of months.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about on the logistics side? Are there also maybe?
Since the pandemic, and you must have heard about the Russia war with Israel.
Yeah, obvious.
You must have heard about that. That
Yeah,
also
I follow
affected the
that.
business
Yeah.
in terms of the oil. The plane cannot go without the crude
Yeah,
oil.
yeah,
Now, because of that, has increased the cost of the air freight. Now, air freight cost comes up, less space in the aircraft, and timings are affected. You don't get the timeline the way
yeah.
it used to be. The timeline is affected. You don't get the space in the cargo. Air freight costs have shot high. So having all these challenges brings a bit client on board. It becomes a bit difficult.
Okay. So I think your story has been very interesting.
Yeah.
From how you came into the country. Then the challenges obviously that you faced with inheriting the family business, and I hope you don't beat yourself so much as being responsible for it.
No, no.
The family business going down. But then
Yeah.
and even losing your family in that process.
Right.
So how has all that journey prepared you for where you are now? How has it prepared you to now manage or run the businesses that you are running?
Right.
And I'm asking that because a lot of time people tend to think that running businesses is easy. You hear people talk about the solution to youth unemployment is make some funds available for them to run businesses. And we've seen people take the money. Those businesses close down after a short while. The money is not paid back. So maybe if you can just talk to us how important the things that you've gone through life has prepared you
Yeah.
for this journey, and then from there maybe we can then discuss the kind of qualities or fortitude that people need to be able to run successful businesses.
Right. I'll tell you. You know what? Like I said earlier on, I took the life lessons from my dad. Life lessons through the my education life, the challenges that I faced with the family restaurant business, and like I told you, I started working with a very early age. That also gave me a basic preparation how to handle the life, the challenges and everything. So keeping that in mind, with everything, with the business partner that I've met with today, and having her on my side as my mentor, as my support system, gives me a boost to say, you know what, let's bring it on. I'm ready for all the challenges that comes on my way. And for me, I'm just mentally prepared, physically prepared, and I make sure that anything that any challenges or foreseeing any challenges or any setbacks or whatsoever, if it comes before, I prepare myself. I prepare my action plan in advance. If I'm going to face this problem, I know I have a backup plan. I know I have A, B, C, so I know what to use. So I usually you need to keep your backup plan active. You make sure that before you face off any problems, you have a backup plan. That's what I believe in.
Okay. And how are you maybe then transferring some of those lessons learned, some of those insights gained? How are you transferring them to others? I mean, because yeah, I mean, and and you especially coming from an Indian
Yeah.
background, I think Indians have been famed for transferring knowledge, to family, to generations. That's why we say a lot of old businesses that continue being sustained
Yeah.
by families, within the
Yeah,
Indian
yeah.
community. Yeah. So you today, how are you maybe, help contributing towards the next generation?
Yeah. Let me tell you, like you mentioned about the Indian community, I always find myself in a networking event or a seminar, any of that kind. You will always find me somewhere or the other, because you will find a new experience that you will not find it in the school books or
Yeah.
in your college or from a teacher or from a mentor. There's some things that you learn from other professions. You will meet all walks of life. When you meet your industry leaders or you meet your young professionals, you meet some mentors, it has actually made me feel like you're just among them. Always think that you're among them. Now we have this one, an Indian event, a big one, which is coming on, I believe, 25th of September. For the very first time, when I last attended last year, I was just like an attendee.
Yeah.
When I saw big shots there, the big business leaders coming with the panels, they're talking about the business and everything. I felt like, you know what? Actually, the business technologies in Kenya has actually changed. So much advancement has happened. Technology advancement, business laws have changed, international trade has changed. I keep myself equipped by attending those events. And now I said, you know what? This particular event, I'm going to sponsor it next year. And my drive happened. And actually, I've already sponsored it.
Wow.
And it's my first big corporate sponsor coming from World Wings. It inspired me. The leaders have inspired me. And this event I've sponsored, I was even shocked to hear that the Safaricom CEO is coming to speak.
Wow.
It's a very big honor for me to sponsor that event and attending that.
Wow, that's great. I think maybe as we wind up, maybe you can, look at the camera and maybe just tell people who are looking for assistance in immigration, people who are looking for assistance in, shipping stuff into the country. How do they find you? How do they get in contact
Right.
with you? Whether there's a website or a physical office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very, very easy to find me, especially me. Okay. Mike, you can go to my website, www.worldwings.co.ke. You can get in touch with the below numbers 0795 889 533. And you can use another number 07433 12300. And if you like to send me an email, maybe you don't want to call me, you can say sales@worldwings.co.ke. My physical address is at Park Place, Second Parklands, next to Ola Petrol Station, second floor, room number 10.
Okay, great. I think this has been a very enlightening conversation with
Thank you.
Alsina Ali, Wild Wings. I can say I've really learned a lot, and I've especially
Thank
learned
you.
about the qualities of fortitude, being able to rise up from what others might consider failures. You don't give up, but you say, what have you learned from it, and
Right.
how do you move on? And I think also the importance of having people having your back, somebody supporting
Yes.
you. I think that is very, very critical.
Yes, true.
Otherwise, if you're just doing it all by yourself, depression
Yeah.
can kill you.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think
It's not a one-man show.
Yeah.
You need mentors behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think once you hit that success, then find ways of giving it back
to the community.
community. I think those are very important
Yes.
qualities for advocating for change, which is what we are
Right.
trying
Yes.
to do. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you will not gain much if your business is successful.
Yes.
But the society around you is failing, because that's where you get your clients.
True. Yeah.
So for your business to thrive, I think other businesses also have to thrive.
Right. Yeah.
So I think unless you have any last word, you say, I think it's been great.
Actually, this for the Gen Zs, the youth. My best advice is, before you venture into your own business, try and put yourself in someone's company, get the experience, learn how to do business, networking and everything. So I would suggest, before you open your own business, because chances of you failing are quite 50-50, I suggest you work for a company, gain that experience, gain that beautiful experience from that company, and learn a lot from your CEO or your immediate boss, because this is something that is a valuable skill set that you may not get anywhere else apart from the person who you're working under with. And I would tell you, despite of so many bumps along the way, Life is a roller coaster. You'll find all types of challenges, all types of setbacks, but that should not uh, put you down. But if you have a willpower strong and your consistency and you are believing in yourself, believe me, you will be somewhere that you would like to see in next 5 to 10 years. You can take my example. Why not?
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Alyan. It's been great having this conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and I hope we'll have a follow-up conversation
Definitely.
sometimes down the line.
Definitely. I think there's a lot more.
Yeah,
a lot
definitely.
more.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, asante sana.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
So, as we sign out, remember we are having this discussion at Kelele Digital. We are at 9 Planets off Cabernet Drive. Cabernet Drive is off Ngong Road. So we offer studio facilities for podcasts. We offer services for recording documentaries and for generally developing communication and public relation strategies for individuals, for companies, for NGOs, and even for government agencies. If you want your story to be featured, if you want the story of your organization to be featured here, then please get in touch with us on the contacts that are scrolling below your screen. Thank you.